Ladies and gentlemen, get ready. It's time for the Doug Dayton Show.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Doug Dayton Show. I'm so thrilled and excited that you have made the decision to join me for today's broadcast. We are kicking off the new year by discussing leadership here on the broadcast, and we are reviewing some excerpts from Leadership, How to Lead Effectively, Efficiently, and Vocally in a Way That People Will Follow by Derek Stansma. In the previous segment, we discussed whether or not leaders are born or made, and then how to start leading people with the vision. So where do you go from here? You've laid out your vision. You've tried your best to rally the troops. Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart, made a very interesting statement. He said, outstanding leaders go out of their way to boost the self-esteem of their personnel. If people believe in themselves, it is amazing what they can accomplish. From my own personal experience, it is amazing if you will often give people an opportunity to rise to the occasion. More often than not, you will be pleasantly surprised how they will exceed your expectations. There are some folks that are just satisfied with total mediocrity in life, and that's a challenge. You have to try to motivate and bring the best out in them. And a leader leading from the front is imperative. You see, there is a dynamic that shifts, that changes. It is no longer a herd, but a group of individuals who have different skills, different motivation levels, and different ways of thinking. Modern day people management is a dynamic and has working patterns which are ever changing and demanding. So the leader leads by example, by being a part of the initiative, imparting the change, and on the whole, getting the best out of every individual. Being a leader, you may have choices to lead a team which already exist, where your job is to motivate and to get the best out of them. Or you may just have to select a team, chalk out a plan, and implement it as well. In both cases, you may find that the strategy which fits your ultimate goal is leading them and getting the job done. On the other hand, you may be required to look at external perspectives, like the market dynamics and how it affects your business while assigning jobs or leading teams. You need to be a part of the group to understand the philosophy and adopt certain prevailing tactics of the group in order to get the best out of your team. By doing so, you will not only win their confidence, but you will become one among them. In the process, you will understand their strengths and their limitations as a team and as individuals. This is a process of adoption and motivation. As a part of adoption, you will create your need by giving them crucial inputs at appropriate times and resolving any problems that may arise in due course. This may happen only when you understand and adopt certain tendencies of your group. And when the mutual chord strikes, then it's such a beautiful thing because people relate themselves to you and they find value in you and in your leadership. This becomes the first step for you to lead them and to get the very best out of them. Every individual has a different set of motivational factors. After being a part of them, you need to understand what motivates them to give their best. They may have a group philosophy and emotions behind them, or they might simply get motivated when you boost their self-esteem. As a leader, you need to strategize and work out plans which are both common and unique. For a few, it might be the future vision and value that they share with you so they get motivated by every move that you make. And for the rest, it may be the direct and indirect benefits, or just a sizable incentive which is given for completing a particular task. One of the common motivating factors among a group of people or a team could be Group tactics taking precedence over individual thinking. Within the group, you'll find people who have the tendency to follow others. If the group members are happy and get motivated about some of the initiatives that the leader takes, the others will follow blindly since the group adheres to it. So as a leader, you will need to identify the common factor and use it as a motivational tool to obtain the best out of them. As you exhibit leadership to your team and show them by example the leadership philosophies that you wish your team to embody, you train them to be the leaders. Here's New World Sun with Learning to Be the Light.
When the stars came crashing down in tiny pieces to the ground, I was all alone down here, trapped beneath the atmosphere. Then I thought somebody called my name. I spun around and caught a flame. I gave in to a God I didn't know. And now everything is falling into place. A brand new life is calling and I owe it all to grace. It's so much brighter living in your world. Savior, what you did for me. You gave me something I want everyone to see. When we stumble and it all goes wrong, only you can make it right. So I say, oh, I'm learning to be the light. Learning to be the light. Whoa, whoa. When a heart is cold as ice, you can't melt it with advice. No one wants to listen to a list of things they shouldn't do. So I build a city on a hill and I light a candle on the sill, knowing you'll be always knocking at the door. God, I just want to love on everyone. All I have is yours to give, so let the people come. It's so much brighter living in your world. Savior, what you did for me. You gave me something I want everyone to see. When we stumble and it all goes wrong, only you can make it right. So I say, oh, I'm learning to be the light. Whoa, whoa, I'm learning to be the light. Whoa, whoa, I'm learning to be the light that makes the shadows hide, the light that breaks the curse of pride, the light that takes the weary in its arms. When it all came crashing down, there was only darkness all around, but in the distance I could see a flame. It's so much brighter living in your world. Savior, what you did for me. You gave me something I want everyone, I mean everyone to see. When we stumble and it all goes wrong, only you can make it right. So I say, oh, I'm learning to be the light. Whoa, whoa, I'm learning to be the light. Whoa, whoa,
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. We have been discussing leadership on today's broadcast, and we've gone through a wide gambit of topics. Once you emerge as the leader of your group, one of the strengths that you ought to have is visualizing every individual's current and future capabilities. This is a fantastic skill to develop, because if you can see the potential in people, you can help guide them and direct them into the most successful role that they can serve in your organization or your group. While working with them, you will know who is best at what and how they will shape up in the future. You could assign them roles based on their current capability and future growth by visualizing their future prospects. This could be a motivational factor to get the best out of every individual as they see the trust that you carry in them. It is important to realize that every individual has limitations. As a leader, you will complement them by identifying these limitations and converting them into possible strengths. When you know them in and out, the roadmap becomes very clear and predictive, and if something doesn't happen, you will know the reasons behind it. Furthermore, you will be able to understand why an individual is unable to perform or how an individual could perform better. One of the things that I like to do is if I see that someone is lacking a skill that they will need in the future, I try to refine and instruct and teach them in that skill so that whenever the time comes for that task or that challenge for them to have an opportunity to gain confidence in that area, I try to prepare them ahead of time. For instance, if there was someone that's on your staff that has excellent people skills, but they need some technological skills or office skills, let's say, for instance, working in Excel or Microsoft Word, perhaps a good course of action would be to designate 30 minutes of their work week to learning this new skill. But don't just blindly say, learn this skill. Don't leave it to them. Go online, go to youtube.com and find some tutorials and send them a list of tutorials to help them develop the skills and grow into the person that will be able to perform the way that you need for them to perform. As a leader, it's essential for you to understand that every individual has a saturation point and they tend to lose momentum for causes unknown. Before anyone does, you should be the first person to identify the cause and the ways to constantly motivate the individual. If need be, you need to make them shift gears as your final objective is to make them succeed. Sometimes I've witnessed people become paralyzed whenever they are facing a task that they feel is too great for them to accomplish. One of the greatest things that you can do as a leader, whether this is in your home, whether this is in your business, or whether this is in your church, one of the greatest things that you can do as a leader is to break the overwhelming tasks into bite-sized chunks for your team to accomplish. Sometimes the greatest challenge that you will face as a leader is to develop someone's belief, whether they believe that they can do something or believe that they cannot do something. I have always been amazed by people that are so willing to throw in the towel the first time they experience any opposition. If you can help someone develop that ability to be resourceful, to find a way to do things, then that belief that you foster in them will be crucial to developing a successful team. Here's Planet Shakers with Nothing is Impossible. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Doug Dayton Show. We are chatting about leadership today, and it's been a wonderful broadcast. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you have anything that you would like to chime in about, you can tweet to @DougDayton or go to my website, DougDayton.org, and you can find all of my social media links in the top right-hand corner of my site. DM me, tag me in a post. I would love to hear your thoughts. So let's talk about unlocking people's potential. Your growth as a leader becomes stronger when you are able to identify and unlock every individual's potential. Sometimes leaders tend to develop the picking the low-hanging fruit mentality when developing the leaders around them. They find the people that have the most to offer, and then that's the only people that they invest in. Some people may be short-term projects, some people may be long-term projects, but a successful leader finds what it is that motivates someone and helps unlock every individual's potential. You will not only improve your team's performance, but also elevate yourself as a leader when you unlock the strengths of every individual. The first question that you need to ask yourself is, are you prepared to unlock their potential? Because if you are not prepared, or if you have not learned the trade secrets, then you're just simply shooting in the dark. Learning becomes an integral part of any stage, so you need to be prepared to understand every aspect of the individual when you try to unlock their potential. First, if there is a common initiative, you need to ensure that you pick up the right kind of person based on their skills, knowledge, and understanding of the initiative. Secondly, if you're sure about what you need and what they have, then you can set expectations accordingly based on listing key outcomes. Thirdly, motivate the individual consistently by working on their strengths so that your outcome matches the best what they have to offer. And finally, you have to have a development plan for every individual so that they will have a clear understanding of why they are working and what they are working for. There are some times that people just do not know. They do not understand what the end game of whatever the task is that is at hand. Whether it's a family meeting trying to get the house clean, or whether it's a church meeting trying to revamp the small groups program, or whether it's a business meeting on how you can increase the production of your team members, people have to have a very clear understanding of why they're working and what they are working for. You cannot hit a target unless the target is identified, or you'll be shooting in the dark. There is a gentleman that recorded a song, and this so beautifully illustrates this point. He clearly outlined what each part of this song should be, and he recorded every single part of this a cappella song by himself. And this, I think, is a 7-part song. But here is David Wesley with In Christ Alone.
Christ alone, my hope is found. He is my light, my strength, my song. This cornerstone, this solid ground, firm through the fiercest drought and storm. What heights of love, what depths of peace, when fears are stilled, when striving cease. My comforter, my all in all, here in the love of Christ I'll stand. In Christ alone, who took on flesh, fullness of God in helpless babe, this gift of love and righteousness, scorned by the ones he came to save. To learn that cross as Jesus died, the wrath of God was satisfied. For every sin on him was laid, here in the the death of Christ I live. There in the ground his body lay, light of the world by darkness slain, then bursting forth in glorious day, up from the grave he rose again. And as he stands in victory, sin's curse has lost its grip on me. For I am his, and he is mine, bought with the precious blood of Christ. Fear in death, this is the power of Christ in me. From life's first cry to final breath, Jesus commands my destiny. No power of hell, no scheme of man could ever pluck me from his hand till he returns or calls me home. Here in the power of Christ I'll stand. No power of hell, no scheme of man could ever pluck me from his hand till he returns or calls me home. Here in the power of Christ I'll stand.
That is such an awesome song, and it's such a great illustration, too, because I promise you that guy did not just step into the studio and automatically sing a 7-part harmony song. He developed that ability, just like we need to develop and own our leadership skills. So what can you do as a leader to help develop your own personal ability? One of the greatest things that you can do as a leader is to believe in people. There are so many times that people do not believe in themselves, and if they just have one person that's willing to believe in them, one person that's willing to invest in them, it will change their entire perspective of their life. I want to challenge you to allow the Lord to use you to develop the leadership abilities in another person. Thanks for hanging out with me. God bless you and have a happy new year.
Thanks, Doug. What a great show. If you enjoyed today's broadcast, we would love to hear from you. Please visit our website. You can connect with us on social media, submit prayer requests, and find more information about Doug and the show at www.dougdayton.org. That's www.dougdayton.org.